Game Fisher's Diary News, in association with Total Fly Fisher magazine. Measuring in at a whopping 38 inches, that's 97 centimetres long, this massive brown trout has been certified as a world record breaker. Caught by American fishing guide Eric Ataja, the specimen was estimated to weigh 30 pounds and sets a new International Game Fishing Association all-tackle length record for the species. Eric from Wisconsin set the new world record after latching into the big brown from a boat on Milwaukee Harbour. The fish fell for a homemade 1/8 of an ounce jig fished on a light spinning setup with a fluorocarbon leader. The IGFA all-tackle length record was introduced 2 years ago to promote catch and release fishing. The all-tackle weight record list requires anglers to weigh fish on certified scales, requiring the majority of the fish thought to be records to be killed. The current brown trout all-tackle weight record is held by fellow Wisconsin angler Roger Helen with a fish of 41 pound 8 ounces caught in 2010. Steve Cullen, editor of Total Fly Fisher magazine and star of the Game Fisher's Diary's Essential Fly Fishing series, has scooped the coveted Grapham Trophy for being the top English rod in the recent Autumn International held on Llynbrenig in Wales. Despite the very difficult conditions of bright sun and very little wind, Steve managed to put together a bag of 4 fish to his Scottish boat partner's 1. Steve fished 2 boobies on a long leader with a small size 14 buzzer in the middle dropper. The line of choice for the competition was a DI5 sweep, which allowed him to fish his flies slowly through the layers. Scotland, skippered by Nigel Burns, won the event fishing the same way with 52 trout for 72 pound 3 ounces, which was 14 fish ahead of England. Ireland were 3rd and Wales 4th. Llynbrenig has worked well for Scotland as they took the gold medal there in 2002 and 2006. The Scottish team also filled the top 3 individual places, with the brown bowl for the top individual going to John Buchanan with 9 trout. Still on the competition front, England captured gold in the 2012 Youth International Fly Fishing Competition fished on Ireland's Loch Owel. With the help of a new fly that the England team christened the BBD, the England lads caught a total of 38 fish with no blanks. It was enough to beat the host nation Ireland into second with 28 fish, with Scotland 3rd and Wales 4th. Said youth team manager Phil Longstaff, "The lads were fantastic, coping with flat calms, then blustery rain and strong winds at times. It was very difficult conditions for drifting boats, but our team were used to battling the elements and were happy to fish the lumpy water." This magnificent lake trout came as a shock to German pike angler Ule Beyer, who was lure fishing at the time. The massive fish came from the Monasee Dam in the Ruhr region, scene of the famous Dam Busters movie, and is proof of the resurgence of the trout population in the area after an extensive stocking policy a decade ago. It wasn't weighed, but measured 86 centimetres in length. The IGFA lake trout record stands at over 60 pounds. Tackle firm Hardy & Grace have launched a new monthly fly fishing e-zine called Fin and Fly, covering various aspects of the fly fishing world and including contributions from some of the top names in the sport. Out on the 15th of the month, it's packed with hints, tips and advice on wide-ranging fishing topics such as entomology, tackle and casting. All you have to do to receive Fin and Fly by email is to sign up at www.hardyfishing.com. Look out for video reports in Game Fisher's Diary from Hardy's Experience Day at its Alnwick headquarters. The latest issue of Game Fisher's Diary includes a brand new episode in which Ray Boris samples the fly fishing of the Ifin, a picture postcard Scottish water that flows into the North Sea near Newborough, 10 miles north of Aberdeen. Picture postcard, that is, when the sun's out. However, he arrives just as a mighty storm hits the coastline, and the fishing when he can get out is far from easy. In between attempts at fly fishing, we meet up with Chris Hyde from Moan Aqua, a company that's developed a clever acoustic deterrent system to scare seals away from fishing areas. Ray also explores the local historical sites, but he can't go long without a fly fishing rod in his hand, and with a little help from local gilly George Moody, he captures one of the water's famed sea trout. Also in the issue we have 2 completely new series including Fly High, a beautifully shot set to music video diary of a day's running water fly fishing on the beautiful Broadlands beat of the River Test with riverkeeper John Hall. In Bass Assassins, 2 American anglers hit the road to indulge in their one true passion, fishing for freshwater bass and use their GoPro cameras to capture the excitement of targeting big fish on fly and lures. There's also more from the Kola Peninsula in Home for Salmon, fly tying for salmon and trout anglers as our experts show how to create the Undertaker and the Cat Booby, and much more besides. It's all free to view online, on iPads, on iPhones, and now on Samsung Smart TVs at www.gamefishersdiary.com. There's also a new limited special offer for anyone joining Game Fishers Diary Premium at gold or silver level for 6 months in the shape of a number 7 Hardy Marksman fly line worth $49.99. Click on the video to find out more. James Hardy, the last direct link with the Hardy family that founded the world-renowned tackle firm Hardy & Grays Limited, has died aged 85. Jim, as he was known, served with the Derbyshire Yeomanry in North Africa and the King's Royal Hussars in Palestine before joining the Hardy fishing tackle business. The son of William, the original managing director of Hardy Grays, Jim joined the board in 1959 as works director, and in 1967, shortly after the firm was bought by the Harrison Sheldon Group, was appointed marketing director. Like all Hardys, Jim was a fervent and very knowledgeable fisherman, having been first introduced to the sport at the age of 7. A formidable competition caster, he won 3 professional casting championships at World Championship level and took 35 British and all-comers professional casting records. He retired from the company in 1992 after 44 years, but was retained as a consultant, often being seen in the factory taking a keen interest in the business. He spent many years researching the history of the company and writing a book, The House the Hardy Brothers Built, which was published in 1998 by the Medlar Press. And finally, if you've got a story for Game Fishers Diary, don't be shy, send it in and we will consider it for our video news item. We will need some decent images to illustrate the story, along with full details, all emailed to info@fishingtv.com. Game Fishers Diary News, in association with Total Fly Fisher magazine. Brought to you by Game Fishers Diary, the free-to-view video magazine for game and fly anglers everywhere. www.gamefishersdiary.com